Pat, I wanted to get your thoughts. One sports topic because Joe's not here. Your thoughts on the Chicago Cubs surging right now? I think they're
7-game win streak.
Would you?
You know what help? You know helps the Cubs get win streaks? Us not going to the game.
That, but also playing really bad teams. The percentage.
But you're beating the teams they should beat, at least for a change.
Yes, but their 7-game win streak comes against teams that are dead ass last. Or
hey, we broke the White Sox, all right?
But okay, yes,
did break the White Sox.
But here's the thing. Well, that's weird. What do you think about the Cubs? Do you think they should trade or not trade Cody Bellinger?
Well, I'm a little biased because I would like them to re-sign Cody Bellinger. So I think that trading him away would not help that matter. But I don't know if it would hurt it either because I think he's going to hit free agency regardless of where he goes. Mm-hmm. I think that they owe it to the fan base at this point to, unless they get blown away by him, an offer-wise, I would keep him.
So in the beginning of this year, you signed Cody Bellinger for the gamble that he would be.
You signed him to a $12 million deal with a $6 million buyout. If he doesn't, if either one declines, so basically you're paying a 1-year, $18 million deal.
And you did that in the hopes that he showed some flashes of to trade him at the trade deadline.
I think you also hope
you've hit the jackpot. Shohei is not going to be traded.
But I think
he's the number one bet you can trade.
You also hope that some of the younger guys would be ready to take his place, and none of those guys they brought up have shown anything.
I think you kind of also signed him, and it's not as big of a point. I think your point's more bigger, Peter, but I do think that they had a smidge of an idea that they may possibly contend for a wild card spot. I mean, considering now that you get 3 wild cards instead of the 2.
I mean, if they trade him, I understand why they're doing it.
So I think possibly you're signing him thinking like, oh, hey, if we play somewhat decent, we have a shot at one of the 3 wild card spots. And we have Cody Bellinger.
But I do wonder how much you're really going to get for a guy that's for usually the guys that are like 3-month rentals you don't get a ton for. A lot of times the deadline, you get you don't get
very
like
true,
top of the top usually.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of like what you've done with relievers. You train them up, get them up, and you sell high.
I mean, I think if the Cubs had more bats that were impact bats that were ready at the minor leagues, I think it would be much more of a. I mean, if you get blown away, I'd trade them. I'd trade Starman too if you get blown away.
I mean, I don't think there's anybody really besides
Stroman's opting out. I mean,
yeah, I would. No, I would understand if they kept Stroman, but I'd like to. No, not Stroman. I know they should trade Stroman. He's also not pitched very well, so you're not going to get a lot for him. Anyways.
He's pitched well up to the last few starts. He's pitched very well.
He's pitched well up until
the last couple starts.
No, his last start in his last start in England. Like he hasn't been pitched very well since then.
I think that if you look at the Cubs team, I think there's really, there's one. Swanson's not going to trade because of his contract, and no one's going to trade him that quickly.
You're not trading Nico Horner.
There's only really one untouchable player in that team. Justin Steele. He's the only guy that's untouchable.
Oh yeah. No, here's the thing. But so where I'm getting to is also, let's be honest, the Cubs are not winning the World Series this year.
No, they're not.
No.
So would you not rather continue to build for that future growth so that you can have consistent growth?
I think if you think, I think you can trade him and you still doesn't rule out he could re-sign him. I would like to see him. I think he could be a piece of the next team that's to be really good because he's only 28.
He's a young guy. I think,
and he fits a lot of positions the Cubs need. They need a guy who can play first base. They could use a DH probably at some point.
I think
they could use a spot outfielder.
I think it's one of those ones where like you trade him if you get what you're looking for, and if you don't get what you're looking for, you don't trade him. You could still, like I told you earlier, like you can, what is it? You can. What the hell's the thing you do with free agents nowadays? You can only do it once.
You can qualify. He's a qualifying offer.
You can qualify an offer.
I know you're right. So you
get a draft pick with him.
Yeah. And whoever's going to sign him, you're going to get it's going to probably be a very similar draft pick.
It's like a second round pick. I think that's
no. Yeah, but you're hoping.
But Stroman, you can't get that with because he's already had that.
Yeah, but you get. With Bellinger, you get a pick after the first.
Look what happened last year, right? The same thing happened with Happen and Wilson.
But right? they
signed because no one was trying to give them what they were looking for, and they knew they had to hold strong, or they were going to be. Yeah. They're going to take advantage.
So they took the qualifying pick with Wilson, and then they re-signed Happ. That's what they ended up doing.
So I mean, like if you get what you're looking for in Bellinger, absolutely trade him away. If you don't. You qualify.
Yes, then I believe in that too.
I mean, if
you're going to qualify that way, if you're getting a boatload of really good prospects,
I mean,
if they sweep the Cardinals right now, they could be in the depending what happens above them, they could be 3 games out of the division by Monday.
But I get you're beating teams that are in front of you, but you're also beating shitty teams. Your schedule gets consistently harder.
Well, they've played a lot of harder teams that they're going to face. I think their second half schedule is easier.
But like what they were talking about on the radio is this next week after they play.
Yeah.
They finish with the Cardinals. They play Atlanta.
Yeah.
They end up playing Cincinnati. Like they play some decent
Really?
teams.
And Milwaukee comes in there too. So I'm saying you could be right back where you started, and now you have all these players that you should have traded. You can't look at I don't feel like you should be looking at just the last week.
Yeah.
I think you really got to have a consideration of what you're
I think
do.
you gotta. If you don't get blown away, I think you gotta keep them. Is what I would do.
But here's the thing: it's going to be short memories. It's the same thing with the Bulls. Everybody wanted the Bulls to trade. The Bulls had the opportunity to make the plan. Everybody was like trade, and they didn't do it. And then they got in the playoffs, and everybody was like, yes, at least the Bulls are in the playoffs. And while everybody was screaming trade.
If they become buyers, I don't think they're buying anybody that's going to cost them a lot of prospects.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get into the field. Let's end this beautiful.